Hello, students. Welcome to the second part of measurements and experimentation. Today we will start measurement of length. For measuring any physical quantity, we need instrument. A measuring instrument is provided with graduated scale, and the least count is the value of one smallest division on its scale. Say, for example, this is a measuring scale. In this measuring scale, from 0 to 1, there are 10 divisions. And each division is 1 millimeter. So the least count of this measuring scale is 1 millimeter. So, a meter scale can be used to measure length correct only up to 1 millimeter, that is 1 decimal place of a centimeter. It cannot measure length with still more accuracy, say up to second decimal or third decimal. Therefore, to measure accurately and length correct up to second decimal, we can use vernier caliper and the screw gauge. They are more accurate since they have a least count smaller than 0.1 centimeter. So least count of an instrument is the smallest measurement that can be taken accurately with it. This is the figure of vernier caliper. This is how we put the object between the two jaws of a vernier caliper and measure. This is a screw gauge. We are going to study about these two instruments later on along with the practical classes. Thank you. Third part of measurement and experimentation is measurement of time and simple pendulum. Do you know what is simple pendulum? Let us see. A simple pendulum is a heavy point mass known as a bob suspended from a rigid support by a massless and inextensible string. The pendulum used in a clock is not a simple pendulum, but it is a compound pendulum. Some terms related to simple pendulum are oscillation. One complete to and fro motion of the bob of a pendulum is called one oscillation. The time taken to complete one oscillation is known as time period. Frequency is the number of oscillations made in 1 second. The maximum displacement of the bob from its mean position on either side is called amplitude. Effective length is the distance of the point of oscillation from the point of suspension. Relationship between time period and frequency. Frequency is equal to 1 by time period. Factors affecting the time period of a simple pendulum are: the time period of oscillation is directly proportional to the square root of its effective length. Time period of oscillation is inversely proportional to the square root of acceleration due to gravity. Time period of oscillation does not depend on the mass or material of the body suspended. It also does not depend on extent of swing on either side, that is the amplitude. This is the expression for the time period of simple pendulum. The time period of oscillation is directly proportional to the square root of its effective length, or we can say that the square of time period of oscillation is directly proportional to its effective length. Let me give one example. Pendulum clock has a compound pendulum made up of a metal, of brass or steel. Due to the change in seasonal temperature, the effective length of the pendulum changes, due to which the clock starts moving faster in winter and slow in summer. This is the graph showing the variation of square of time period with the length of pendulum. T square is proportional to L because T is equal to 2 pi root over L by G. This means that the only two factors that affect the time period of a pendulum are the effective length and the gravity. The mass and how far it swings back and forth do not affect it since they are not in the equation. The time period of oscillation is inversely proportional to the square root of acceleration due to gravity. That is, t is inversely proportional to 1 by root over g. For this reason, a pendulum clock goes slow, that is, the time period of the oscillation increases when it is taken to mountains or to mines due to decrease in the value of acceleration due to gravity. The pendulum clock which we use in our house is a seconds pendulum. It takes 1 second in moving from one extreme to the other extreme. So, its time period is 2 seconds. The effective length of seconds pendulum at a place where g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square is nearly 1 meter. This is how we can find out the effective length of seconds pendulum, which is approximately equal to 1 meter. This is the end of the chapter Measurement and Experimentation. Hope you have enjoyed the session. Please complete the assignments given to you. Thank you. All the best.